Alrighty, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, yes, both LeBron and AD were named All-Star starters. I don't remember if I did that on the last video or not. I think I did, but for some reason that video isn't showing up. Just gonna wait and see because it says it's only blocked in Taiwan, but I don't know why it's not showing up for everybody else. But I'm just gonna keep it and not delete it. Hopefully it comes back because there's no way I'm gonna redo that video again. But yes, LeBron was also named the team captain, which is cool. So once again, he'll be able to make his own team because it's not East and West anymore. It's whoever the team captains pick, no matter if it's from East or West. But it also was named that Frank Vogel, the Lakers head coach, would be coach of Team LeBron as well, which is awesome. Definitely deserves it because the Lakers have the best record heading into All-Star break. So that's awesome to see, of course. Then Michael Pittman Jr., they're saying his stock is rising while he's been practicing at the Senior Bowl down there in Alabama. But he did not play in the game last weekend, which sucks. I wanted to see how what more he can do for one of his final games before the NFL, but I think he had a little bit of an injury, so didn't want to make it worse before the combine. But yes, at least still after that injury, his stock is still rising. So I'm hoping good things come for him. Then USC, they made some news into the future. They added Fresno State onto their football schedule in 2028, but they also did switch up they already had planned matchup, I think in 2025 it was, but they moved that game to 2026, so don't know who they're planning to play in the future or not, but definitely looks like Fresno State is one of those teams that will be seen more often later. And LeBron also came out and said before, these couple games recently, when all like the trade rumors were starting for Kyle Kuzma, that he doesn't believe that they really need to make a trade right now. I mean, they are the #1 team in the West and everything like that so far with the team that they have, but I think they do need to make some smaller trades here and there, maybe for some more key role players. But if you're gonna trade away Kyle Kuzma for some other type of version of him, it's kind of not even worth it because LeBron could still work with Kuzma instead of Lakers having to trade away a lot of their assets again for just one player who might only stay 1 year or probably is going to get traded once again. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Should be very interesting or not. I was thinking about some trades and stuff, but that's already too big of a video to go into again, and plus Lakers never listen to me, so what's the point in doing it as usual? But yes, a couple of the McDonald's All-Americans for the high school kids came out for basketball, and the #1 player, Mobley, who's going to USC, was named an All-American, which is really cool. And then Duke also had at least 3 guys make it. I believe their names were Mark Williams, DJ Stewart, and Jeremy Roach, who a couple weeks ago actually played Bronny James's team, LeBron James's kids team, Sierra Canyon. And Jeremy Roach looked pretty legit for a 5-star guy. I'm definitely happy to see him going to Duke and seeing what he can bring to the table next season. But a guy who probably would have been in the McDonald's All-American game, Jalen Johnson, who also committed to Duke, actually can't play in there because for some reason he's not even enrolled in a high school as of right now. So I don't know if he's trying to get into this year's draft or maybe even into next year's without having to go to college. So I don't know, it's a developing story for the past couple weeks. No more news has come out, but we'll see what happens with him. Then some USC basketball, so they're finally able to get a W. I did say this Oregon stretch was going to be tough. They did lose to Oregon barely. It took like an overtime, maybe 2 overtimes, but they still lost that game. But they did beat Oregon State 75-55, so I was glad they're able to do that. Onyeka Okongwu had a couple of nice dunks that you see right there as well, so really happy to see them at least get this W. And I forget if they get the Washington schools or the Arizona schools. It might be the Arizona schools soon, and hopefully they get that back at home, but we'll see how they do with those games. Then USC finally named their defensive coordinator in Todd Orlando, who was recently with the University of Texas. So they had some knowledge of him. I guess he didn't really mind coming to USC if they do end up having a down year and he gets fired after 1 year. I guess he just needs some more experience at a prestige place. But yeah, he already was let go at Texas, but he's weird. The past 2 places he's been to, for some reason, the first year that he's been there, that team has one of the better defenses in the country, which is kind of crazy. So I guess that's what USC is hoping for, or at least what Clay Helton's hoping for, to be able to keep his job for 1 more year and maybe make a Rose Bowl run, Pac-12 run again, and be able to keep his job. But we'll see what Todd Orlando can do. He is a pretty good, solid coach, I think. Not maybe the guy I would have got, but we'll see what he can do. Should be very interesting. Then the Lakers last weekend were on the road, and after they played the Knicks, they went over to Brooklyn and played the Nets with Kyrie Irving from Duke, and they ended up beating them 128-113, which is cool. LeBron had a lot of good plays in that game, especially going against his ex-Cavaliers teammate in Kyrie Irving. Hit a nice jumper over him as you see in those highlights, and Anthony Davis had a nice lob dunk as well. He was very good defensively, even though he only had like 16 points, I believe. He was still very good defensively as well. And sometimes it kind of looked like they were coasting the Lakers because they were up pretty big, and then they let the Nets get back into it points-wise, and then they still ended up winning by more than 10. But I guess that's the good thing about a championship team, is that you can do that, coast, and then still end up winning by 10 plus points, which is a bright spot to see after the Lakers have been sucking the past couple years, really. And then, excuse me, the USC safety CJ Pollard, he has officially entered the transfer portal. He kind of has been a guy who is in and out of the lineup, never really got that much playing time. He did get more playing time the past 2 years because of injuries, so he's really been lower on the depth chart. So I guess he kind of wants to be able to go to some place where he's first or second team, which I don't blame him, because he has 1 year left, so he's able to play right away next year wherever he goes and plays. So hopefully it's not somebody USC plays, but yes, good luck to him wherever he wants to do. Then Isaac Taylor Stewart, the cornerback for USC, I believe he's going into his 3rd year, but he did have some shoulder issues that he had surgery, and now he's going to get knee surgery. They didn't really say how serious it was, or I didn't really read the article. So hopefully he's not out too long, but hopefully they'll get it done. He might miss spring practice, but hopefully he'll be ready by the summer and be able to ball out like how I know he can. And then USC also got a PWO from a linebacker from St. John Bosco. The PWO is a preferred walk-on, so they come to your school, they enroll like a normal student there, and he's going to play football for the team, but he's not on a scholarship, so yes, of course he has to pay, but I'm pretty sure most teams are able to get you like the discounts or be able to get you some financial aid as well to be able to help you be able to afford going to a school like USC. And yeah, so he's a pretty good guy. Danny Lockhart, I believe his name is, and coming from a school like St. John Bosco, who won the state title this year, so it's good to add talent like that, and hopefully we'll see what he can do, be a playmaker for USC. And then there's weird news about Phillip Rivers, because earlier in the week they said that the Chargers had moved on from him, so they weren't going to bring him back, and then a couple days later they reiterated saying that they haven't officially moved on from him, that they could maybe franchise tag him, which I think is a mistake. And so yes, officially nothing has been set in stone, but I did overhear that Phillip Rivers did move him and his family to Florida, like near Tampa Bay, so he might end up going to the Buccaneers, or maybe he just wanted the no state income taxes as well, living out there, because it's crappy, and not only in San Diego but California, all over the place as well with all the taxes. So but I believe there's a dark horse team saying that the Colts might be really interested in him as well, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, hopefully they don't franchise tag him, because we definitely need another better quarterback than Phillip Rivers. So Duke had a basketball game against one of their ex-players, Jeff Capel, at Pittsburgh, and it was a pretty close game throughout, and something happened where the crowd was doing a chant that the Coach K thought it was against Coach Capel, and he was like, he got so irate at the crowd, his own crowd, and was telling them to be quiet and shut up, and hey, this is our own guy, so why are you talking basically crap on him? Pretty crazy, excuse me. But yeah, so they beat Pittsburgh 79-67. So luckily they got this victory. Pretty sure they have a couple more ACC games coming up, so hopefully they get some more wins. And yes, you know how to put this in there with Zion, because don't really follow that many of the guys as far as just showing their stats, whatever, unless it's big time. But of course, this is like 3 straight games where he was able to play after his big first game that I showed you, or you probably didn't even see it on the last video because it didn't even show up. But yeah, he was able to at least play. Sorry, I'm fixing this light a little bit, but yeah, hold on, get that. But yeah, hopefully I talked enough so the stats, or I'm sorry, the video could show for Zion with it making some of those plays. Still unbelievable how that big of a guy can make all those amazing athletic plays, but imagine when he's 100% healthy, then watch out, league. But over the weekend, it was Saturday, LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant for the number 4 overall on the all-time scoring list. And so he was able to do that, and it was in Philadelphia where Kobe grew up and went to high school at Lower Merion High School. It was a pretty big moment, and of course the crowd celebrated LeBron and everything like that. Everybody gave him congrats, including Kobe as well, and it was just tough that the following day, hearing all the sad news coming out about his Kobe Bryant's helicopter getting into a crash, and just there's first reports there was only 5 people, and then eventually officially came out that there was 9 people involved, which included Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna Bryant. It's horrible once kids are involved, just because it brings everything into perspective. But yeah, it's just tough to hear and to not really know what really happened. And there is some stuff, I'll say what stuff that happened with the helicopter, but yeah, it's just a tough thing. I already talked about this in a prior video before this, so I was able to get that out, my thoughts and feelings about everything. But even like Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, said nobody will wear the number 24 for their organization again in honor to Kobe Bryant. And even the Hall of Fame said they're going to honor Kobe Bryant in the 2020 stuff. I don't know if he was inducted yet, or I forget if he was even eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame yet. But yeah, it's just tough that we won't be able to get to see him say his induction speech at all either. And even as of yesterday, on Tuesday, the Lakers-Clippers game was postponed. One of the first times they ever did that, I think since JFK had passed away. I think that's what they said. But yeah, it's just too tough for all the parties involved. And as of right now, they're scheduled to still play their game on Friday against Portland at home. But yeah, we'll definitely see. It just took a while for all the players and everybody else to even say some stuff. It took LeBron another day or two to even say something, but of course he was heartbroken over it, and his quote was he will try to continue Kobe's legacy as long as he's still playing, and probably even after, to try to do more good for the sport of basketball throughout the whole entire world, and hopefully for women's basketball as well. He'll do that too, as Kobe was doing. And yeah, it's just a lot of tough news going around. Even like the player right now that's on the Lakers, Quinn Cook, he is I think he was not wearing number 2, but he decided to change it to 28, his number, because to honor Gianna Bryant, his daughter, or Kobe's daughter, because she wore number 2, and then number 8 as well, because Kobe once wore number 8. But a lot of guys in the NBA have switched their numbers, like Spencer Dinwiddie of the Nets and Mo Harkless of the Clippers. They all switched their numbers for the rest of the season, I believe. I don't know if it's going to be 100% official for the whole season, but I know at least for their next couple games, they have at least done it to honor him. And a lot of teams are taking 24-second shot clock violations to start the game in honor of Kobe Bryant because he wore number 24, and other teams are taking 8-second violations, not getting the ball over half court for Kobe Bryant as well because he wore number 8. It's a great thing that they're honoring him with, and hopefully a lot of these guys could get back to playing basketball because obviously that's what Kobe would have wanted. But definitely honor him every single time you go out there and play your ass off, and that's definitely what he would have wanted as well. And even yesterday in that Pittsburgh game, Duke honored Kobe Bryant with their warm-ups. On the front, I believe it was the number 8 in the Lakers colors, and on the back was the number 24 as well. And then even UConn's women basketball team, the college, they set up even a number 2 jersey with flowers on a chair for his daughter Gianna Bryant, because she always said she was going to go to University of UConn because they have they're like the Duke of the women's basketball in college. They're really prolific and always continue to win, so she knew she was going to be on that squad, and that's how much confidence she had, and I believe she was going to make it too, and would have been one of their best players as well. So it's just tough to see that even go on, but I'm glad they're able to do some type of honoring her as well. And even some news came out today saying that the helicopter lacked a warning system, which is pretty crazy, especially for a guy like Kobe Bryant. You think he would have like top of the notch thing, but according to the FAA, that's not something that's required. So I just hope this doesn't go into some type of legal battle as well, where they're trying to sue Kobe Bryant because if it was his helicopter and then he didn't keep it up to date with certain things like that. But yeah, I don't think they will, because like it said, the FAA, the Flyers Association of America, I think it is, said that it's not required. So yeah, it just sucks all around. Definitely remember Sunday for a very long time, and hopefully we could all get through this strong and for the better. Always hug your loved ones. Be nice and kind to everybody that you see, whether it's your family or anybody else as well. And we'll all get through this. It'll be fine. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think, and have a great rest of your day.